morning, students. How are you? Okay, in our previous class, we discussed and we shared some of our views. I gave you some suggestions in my previous class. In this class, we will discuss on the importance of English language and what are the tips to improve English fluency. On these topics, we will have a discussion in this session. Dear students, you might have heard it. Everyone says, everyone emphasizes on the importance of learning English. Do you know why? Why English language is given that much of importance? Do you know the reason? Even you might have seen. Even in our society, if a man speaks good English, immediately what we say, see that fellow speaks very good English. And we say that, have you heard him? He speaks very good English. Maybe he is a knowledgeable fellow. Maybe he is holding a very good job. Maybe he is living in an abroad. Maybe he belongs to some city. Or maybe he is working in a multinational company. So when a man speaks English fluently, that gives him a positive signal about his personality. Do you know why? Because English language can fetch you a good job. See, actually, dear students, what is the very purpose of getting a degree? What is the very purpose of pursuing higher studies? To get a good job. To get a good job. And what job market expects of you? What is the requirement of job market? How they select candidates? What are their primary focuses? How they select candidates? On what basis? What is the main parameter of their selection process? Remember one thing, that is your English fluency. English fluency decides your career. See, when you speak English fluently, that tells you that you have got all the positive qualities within you. That is, it is something like a magic. So English fluency plays a pivotal role in your life. English fluency is a touchstone for your personality. Your total personality is assessed the way you speak English, the way you express your ideas. So simply speaking, remember one thing, whatever the subject you study, whether you are studying chemistry or you are studying physics or you are studying commerce, whatever the branch you have selected, whatever the course you are going to study, but I would like to give you an example. English language is like an engine. English language is like an engine. See, in a train, so many compartments, so many bogies are there, so many compartments are there. See, for example, all the compartments are full. Will they move on their own? What is to be attached? Unless an engine is attached to the compartments will not move even an inch. See, the compartments like your subjects, and English acts as an engine that drags from one place to another place. Without an engine, the compartments will never move. Like this, likewise, whatever you study, whatever the mark you spare, whatever the knowledge you have in your subject, if you want to expose your talent, if you want to express your knowledge, if you want to explore new things, if you want to pursue higher studies, if you want to go to abroad, then English language is act as a very main platform to your learning. That is why English language is called as lingua franca. Lingua franca. That is, it is a bridge language. It is a bridge language. That is why English fluency is given that much of importance in job market. Okay, if it is so, what is to be done? But you know one thing? You know English, right? English is not a new subject. English is not a new language to you. Already you are familiar with it. You have been studying English for the past 12 years. You know. You have got enough vocabulary, majority of you, and you know how to read, and some of you may know how to speak. You are familiar with this language. But apart from that, there is some lacuna in it. There is something is lacking. Generally, our boys are hesitate to speak English. What is this? See, English first. Remember, English is a language. It is like any other language. Urdu is also a language, Tamil is also a language, Arabic, like so many languages are there, then English also one of the languages. Right? Then what's the problem with this? Two things. The first thing is that our boys have fear in them. Fear. First factor is Fear factor. What's that fear? See, generally our boys think that when I speak English, I may commit some mistakes. If I commit mistakes, my friends laugh at me. People laugh at me. What they think about me. This is the main fear which is hampering your progress, which is not allowing you to speak English fluently and frankly. So fear. And second thing is that our boys think that if I want to speak language, I have to learn grammar. Grammar is a bitter goat. Grammar is a nightmare for me. I don't like grammar. And they themselves come to conclusion that I don't like grammar, so I don't know grammar. So without knowing grammar, how can I speak English? When I speak English, I commit mistakes. When I commit mistakes, people laugh at me. So fear factor. And the second thing is that grammar learning makes you dull. See, first thing, I would like to tell you one thing. Majority of you speak Urdu fluently. Am I right? Yes. Majority of you speak Tamil fluently. Yeah? Yes. Okay. Can I ask you one simple question? See, you ask these questions to yourself. I am asking Urdu speaking boys, dear students, dear Urdu speaking students, you speak Urdu. Have you ever committed mistakes while speak Urdu? Have you ever felt that you are in a trouble while choosing vocabulary? Have you ever searched for words? And above all, tell me honestly, do you know the Urdu grammar completely? Do you know Urdu grammar A to Z? Tell me the answer. And 90% I can hear your mind voice that your mind says no, sir. Okay, no problem. The same question I would like to pose to the boys who speak Tamil, whose mother tongue is Tamil. You speak Tamil fluently. You never commit any mistakes while you speak Urdu. Even you never thought of the mistakes. You never thought of the vocabulary. You keep on speaking hours together Tamil. Honestly tell me, do you know the Tamil grammar? Yes? Yeah. 90% of your heart says that no. Then, is it justice to say that only after knowing grammar I can speak English? Is it justice? Can you justify this? See, without knowing Urdu grammar, you speak Urdu fluently for hours together. Without knowing Tamil grammar also, you speak in Tamil fluently, flawlessly for hours together, and you don't know the grammar. Then why you held grammar as a main parameter to speak English fluently? Just think over it. And the answer is yes. I tell you the answer. Yeah, I can understand you. Because you are telling that, sir, I speak Urdu fluently. The reason is at home I speak Urdu. Among friends I speak Urdu. When I go to market I speak Urdu. I read Urdu newspaper, so I speak Urdu fluently. Yes, yes, you are right. And the same, even Tamil, that is Tamil speaking boys also telling the same thing. Sir, at home I speak Tamil. I am listening Tamil news channels. I am reading Tamil newspapers. I speak with my friends in Tamil. I speak with my family members in Tamil. So I speak Tamil fluently. Now you can understand where is the problem. Very simple, because you have a conducive atmosphere for both Tamil and Urdu. You have got a comfortable atmosphere, you have got a suitable atmosphere for both languages, Tamil and Urdu. The atmosphere is supporting you because you are in the atmosphere where these languages are spoken widely. Now, can you understand what's the problem now? The problem is that we don't have such an atmosphere for English language. If you are allowed to be in that atmosphere, you too can speak English fluently. If you are live among English people, within 2 to 3 months, you can speak English fluently. Now tell me, where is the role of grammar? Okay, so don't worry about grammar. So it doesn't mean that you never need a grammar. Grammar is also needed. See, the first thing is that fear. First you have to overcome the fear. When fear comes out, English comes in. Both English and fear cannot exist in a same place. Remove your fear, automatically you can speak English frankly, fluently. So get rid of the fear. And second thing is that don't worry about grammar. Just now I tell you, what's that? Without knowing grammar, you can speak any language because you have to create an atmosphere. See, usually we have got clinical attachment with English language. What do you mean by clinical attachment? Clinical attachment means generally our boys read English only in their English hours. They memorize essay, they reproduce as such in the examination, then they forget it. When it is necessary, they take English books. They think that simply if I get through the examination, it is more than enough for me. Just to pass is enough. Some boys, they think like this. But remember one thing, in a job market, English fluency plays a vital role. Okay, so what is to be done? Very simple. I tell you 5 techniques. If you adopt 5 techniques sincerely, efficiently, with interest, definitely you can have mastery over English language. Okay, so what are the techniques? First technique is reading English newspaper. First technique, reading English newspaper. Second is listening English news channel. That technique is at least learn one word from a dictionary. And the fourth technique is write one sentence in English daily. And the very important technique is the last technique. Practice English speaking among your friends. These 5 techniques. What's the first one? Reading English newspaper. Any newspaper. Reading any English newspaper at least 15 minutes a day. I am not asking you to read the entire paper. 15 minutes a day. Yes, yeah, okay. I can understand that, because you are telling that, sir, if I read I can't understand anything. What is to be done? Can I keep dictionary beside a newspaper? Then and there I can search words? No. Whether you understand it or not, read it. And that too, my suggestion to you is that don't read the editorial. Sometimes the editorial, so it may be filled with some tough words. Do one thing. If you are interested in sports, or if you are interested in letters to editor column, take a small piece of news, a small paragraph. First time read it. You can't understand anything, don't worry. Second time read it. 80% of that content you can understand. Third time you read it, I assure you, you can understand the entire content. Select a small paragraph. Okay? Libraries are there. Even in our college, we have got an excellent library. We have all the newspapers. When the college reopens, right, you can find how good library we have. We have all the newspapers, all the magazines in our library. You can visit anytime, you can read. You need not to purchase newspapers. Go to library, take an English newspaper, read a paragraph per day. Don't worry about the tough words. If you come across any tough word, just underline it. I tell you that how to do that. In a later part I will tell you. Just underline the tough words, read 3 times slowly with interest. At the end you can understand the content. You have to do it 15 minutes a day. Then second, listening English news channel. Any Indian English news channel. Sit in front of your TV for 15 minutes, just listen and look at the news reader and his lips movements and the pronunciation, how he reads news. Again I am telling you, don't bother about whether you understand it or not. Just listen. 15 minutes a day, daily you have to do it. And that at least learn one word from your dictionary. Everyone must have a dictionary at home. Or else if you have got a smartphone, download a dictionary. Daily learn one word. Write in a diary one word with usage. Write down with a usage and with the parts of his speech and with the preposition one word per day. You may ask me, sir, if I learn one word per day, is it enough for me? Yeah, okay. See, even if you, that is per year 365 days, remove 65 days, all the festivals and blah blah, you may learn 300 words in a year. At the time of you complete your graduation, right, you are the owner of 1000 words. Something is better than nothing. Write one word, learn one word with usage. See, when you learn a word with usage, you never forget it. Write down in a diary, put date, write one word, in a bracket, put what parts of his speech it belongs to, write down a sentence. Daily one word. How much time it takes? Hardly 2 to 3 minutes. Spend it. And fourth one, write one sentence in English daily. Put date, write one sentence about anything which you wish. Do not analyze it, whether it is grammatically correct or not. I don't know grammar, nothing doing, right? Write one sentence, not a paragraph. Write one sentence, don't do any research, put date, write today's sentence, write one sentence about your friends, about your college, about your teachers, about your subject, and whatever you feel comfortable, write one sentence per day, don't do any research, just close it. And the very, very important is practice English speaking among your friends. You have to select your own friend circle. You have to have an agreement with your friends that you must inform, you must select your own friend circle. You must have an agreement that daily we have to speak at least 1 hour in English. If you commit some mistakes, I rectify. If I commit some mistake, you rectify my errors. There should not be any, you should not give place to any ego. You should have a broad-minded agreement with your friend. You have to discuss daily. You have to speak only in English. Remember one thing, if you practice these 5 techniques for 90 days sincerely, 90 days, that is 3 months, 91st day, you are a new person. Definitely, you feel that you are confident. 91st day, you would say that, sir, I can speak English, I can write English. Definitely, your level, that is learning level will be improved. You can learn English. So these 5 techniques take down, right? These are all the 5 techniques to improve your English fluency. And before I conclude this session, I would like to tell you, everything is possible. Everything is possible, provided you must think positively. You must think positively. You must have the PMA. You must have the PMA, that is positive mental attitude, or in a short, positive thinking. Positive thinking. So while you do these practice, you must tell yourself that I can speak English, I can write in English, I can speak English, I can write English. See, if you think you can do it. See, there is one beautiful quotation I would like to share with you, that success comes in cans, not in cons. So always try to say I can do it, I can study, I can learn, I can speak, I can learn English, I can speak good English, I can write good English. Always used to say I can, then you can. Okay, students. So with these tips, I would like to conclude my lecture for this session. Thank you very much.